Good morning. Thank you for coming to Crane Days 2024. I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about technician training. My name is Josh Garrington. I'm the Global Training Manager for Mobile Cranes. I've been with the company for about 19 years in various roles within our engineering department and product support team. In preparing for this event, I spent some time reaching out to customers that regularly send their technicians to training. I really wanted to get a good understanding of what the benefits are that they see. Why do they keep sending their guys back? W.O. Grubb was kind enough to share some real detailed information with us. I really want to focus on three key points that they made. First, having trained technicians improves their customer service. Customers are happier because the techs know what they're talking about. Second, having trained technicians reduces downtime. Reduced downtime, in turn, translates into lower costs for the company. Third, and maybe most important in the hiring market we're in, training your technicians, having them feel like they know what they're doing, that you want to invest in them, creates improved employee retention. So a little bit about our training program globally. We have training facilities in 13 locations. They're on every continent except Africa and Australia. In 2023, we trained about 2,900 technicians at Manitowoc. That breaks down roughly 2/3 of them being mobile crane techs and 1/3 of them being tower crane techs. So we did 380 classes for the mobile crane products and 280 classes for the towers products. Our core training curriculum is broken down by product line. Okay, so in the case of our GMK product line, we have a training center in Wilhelmshaven, Germany that is co-located with the factory and the engineering team for GMK. They are purely dedicated to the all-terrain product. They're the ones that make sure that we understand what's coming up, what new technology is coming out. They're working with the engineering team, they're working with the aftermarket and the manufacturing team. They're gathering that knowledge and then sharing it out to the rest of our training centers so that no matter where you send your technician, they're getting the most up-to-date information. Our Center of Excellence for the RT and TMS training is right here in Shady Grove. If you get on any of the training tours later today, you're going to see our training facility and see that it's only feet away from our contact center. All right. Our trainers are interacting with the contact center teams on a daily basis. That allows us to take the real problems that are coming in, that we're seeing in the field, understand what's happening, and bring that back and put them in the classroom so that we can teach your technicians how to address them. Our National Crane Training Program is probably our most dense program. Okay, there's a lot of information in these very customized products. So within just 2 weeks of curriculum, we cover swing cabs, stand-up cranes, hardwired cranes, CAN bus systems, HED control systems. It's really a lot, and the guys get a lot out of it. Crawler cranes. Naturally, we're not putting a crawler crane in a classroom. It doesn't fit very well. So what we do is we focus on teaching through the schematics, through our documentation, exactly how circuits work. Okay, and then we take our students and put them on electrical and hydraulic test benches and let them build the circuit from the ground up. At that point, once they've got the circuit working, everything, they understand it, then we can go in and we can break the circuit and let them troubleshoot it and get some real hands-on practical experience doing that. Our Potain training program varies a little bit from the mobile trains. The mobile crane programs are fairly sequential in nature. We start from the ground up and build on the previous classes. The Potain training is more a la carte. Okay, so we do more model-specific classes. We cover the GMA self-erectors and the GME top slewing, but you can come to a class for a specific model and learn how to assemble it, learn how to dismantle it, telescoping, whatever the case might be. We also understand that not everyone fits into our core curriculum. Sometimes you need something that might be a little different. So we can customize our training to you and to what your needs are. We can do classes at your site, or you can come in and we have your classes done here that are customized. The picture you're seeing on the screen right now is a luffing jib assembly and disassembly class for the IUOE at their International Training and Education Center in Houston. I put together a little bit of a slideshow with pictures of other custom trainings we've got. I'm not going to talk to each of them, but if you see something that interests you, please come find me in the tent later and we'll talk through it. I do want to point out the picture on the right. That is a used 21,000 crane that we recently sold. And the customer understood that that's a monster of a crane. It's a 1,000 US ton crane. They really weren't qualified or comfortable or competent to maintain that crane. They didn't understand it well enough, but they needed it for the job. So our used sales team bundled training with the crane, and we made sure that we had a trainer on site the day that crane was fully assembled and provided 2 weeks of training to the customer afterwards. We're not afraid of remote locations. The pictures you see on the screen starting at the left going clockwise are in Brazil, Kazakhstan, Dubai, Turkey. We also have a Train the Trainer program. So we have 2 of our dealers, MGX Equipment and Ring Power Crane, that have invested the time, the money, and just the effort of becoming qualified to teach our entry-level crane systems theory class. This means that they can provide the exact same training at their facility that you would get if you sent your technicians here. So if Florida or Salt Lake City are closer to you, that's an option. I also want to point out the picture in the bottom left. We had a customer that needed training on assembling booms for wind applications. Due to some issues with the site, we couldn't get a trainer on site, but we could get a technician on site. So we actually made a blended class where we had a trainer doing virtual classroom work in the mornings, and then the field technician would take those students out to the crane and actually build it in the afternoon. Bottom middle picture is one of my favorite cranes we've ever built. Okay, this is a highly customized GMK 3060 that we recently sold to the fire department in Cologne, Germany. It's designed to be an emergency response vehicle. It's got the fire truck sirens and everything. Because it's an emergency response vehicle, that fire department needed to make sure that it's always in tip-top shape and that there's always somebody ready to run it. So we have done 7 weeks of training on site with the fire department to make sure that a minimum of 2 guys in every shift of their fire team are qualified to operate and maintain that crane. So how do you access our training? We're very excited this week. We're launching a brand new learning management system called Manitowoc eAcademy. Some of you may be familiar with our old Technical Learning Center. That's being retired. And we're getting a new and improved version. So what's better about it? It's got some superficial cosmetic advantages, right? It's prettier. It's a little more user-friendly. It's got some nice search features. It's a little more intuitive. Those are great. But it's got some real operational advantages too. So one of the real things that you're going to see a difference on is reporting. The reporting in the Technical Learning Center was weak. But in eAcademy, we can create customized reports so that you can get a better understanding of exactly what your organization's training status is. What have your students done? What are they enrolled in? What's next? It's going to be a huge advantage for us. We're also now going to give you access to more than 200 e-learning modules that you didn't have access to before. Those are free of charge. They're generally between 8 and 30 minutes long. They're really designed to supplement our existing instructor-led training. You're not going to get a technician trained to be a master tech using just the e-learning modules, but by having these modules, the technician can go and refresh themselves on material they learned in class. Maybe they haven't touched that model in 6 months and they have to go out and do a MLC 650 VPC max calibration. They can log in, they can watch the video, it's an 8-minute e-learning, they can do it before they leave for the job, and they're ready to go. Additionally, eAcademy has a true mobile app. That's something we've never had before. But that means that when your technician does need to get on that e-learning and refresh himself, he can do it from his cell phone in the service truck. So no matter where he's at, he can get the information that he needs. Another big advantage we have for our tower crane customers is, for the first time, we're giving our America's tower crane customers access to all of the training materials created by the Center of Excellence in France. So that's going to be a huge advantage in really adding depth to the amount of training that you can give to your technicians.